Hey dudes, Silvite Soltis, back today with another Memories of Vanilla story for you. Last time, I told the story of how I finally hit level 60 in World of Warcraft, grinding zombies and cultists over in the Eastern Plaguelands. And while that was a big milestone for me, it really left me with one burning question. Now what? So, join me today as I recount the story of how I decided on a goal for my freshly capped Shadow Priest, as well as some of the adventures that happened as I tried to achieve it. I hit level 60 in the early summer of 2006, basically a full year after I'd started playing the game in the first place. However, I quickly noticed that I had no idea what to do. Leica had told me of the dungeons and the raids, of Stratholme and Molten Core in particular, so I figured that it would probably be a good idea to run those. And so, shortly after hitting level 60, I began running the only max level dungeons I really knew about: Stratholme, Skull-Immense, and UBRS. Finding groups was pretty easy since everyone always wanted a priest, especially the dungeons with lots of undead. But other than get blues, I didn't really have a goal. One day, however, this all changed. I don't remember exactly where it was or what I was doing, but I came across a warlock fully decked out in the full Tier 0 set, the Dreadmist raiment. Instantly I was hooked, and I convinced myself that I had to have it as well. After all, it just looked so Shadow Priesty. And so I chatted with Leica, did some Thoughtbot searches, and began my long scavenger hunt. Along the way, I picked up some great items, like the Starfire Tiara from UBRS, and some pieces of the Devout set. You know, the set that I should have been aiming for. But overall, the progress was very slow. Eventually, I managed to get a few pieces of the set: gloves, belt, boots, and the helm. But I distinctly remember one item constantly eluding me: the shoulders. Now, back in the day, Skull-Immense was my favorite dungeon, and it's probably because I ran it so many times to try and get the shoulders from Janice Barov. But every time, they remained out of reach. I was about to give up. After all, the summer was quickly coming to an end, and I would be leaving for my year abroad soon. But one day I got a call from Leica saying that he was setting up a Skolo group, and they needed a healer. I sighed, but agreed to come heal as soon as I got home. About 20 minutes later, I was seated at my computer with Silvite in flight up to the Western Plaguelands. The dungeon was pretty easy, to be honest. Since the game had already been out for a while, most of us were pretty well geared, especially Leica, so it didn't take long for us to make it down to Jandis. Our onslaught began, and quickly she fell to our combined might. And there, sparkling on her corpse, I found them, the Dreadmist mantle. Needless to say, I did finally get my shoulders. I hope you enjoyed this rather short story of my initial goals as a level 60 Shadow Priest back in the day. Really, I think it's because I had no idea what I was doing that I ended up trying for a completely random set. But it gave my experience that much more meaning. Sure, I wouldn't be able to upgrade them, but to me it was all about looking badass. And though I never fully completed this set back in the day, it was still a great adventure trying. Anyway though, that's it for today. If you like this story and would like some more in the future, remember to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter for updates when more content is released, and consider becoming a patron over on Patreon if you'd like some additional perks. There's a bit more coming before August 27th. But until next time, take it easy, guys.